Well, this is what's going to go into that system that we just saw, the Thermaltake. So this is a ROG STRIX X299 e-gaming system. So the reason I got this is because of the slots of the actual memory cards. The memory slots that are going to go DDR4 in here, there's 8 of them in here. Normally when you buy a system, there's only 4. But because we're going to put 128 gigs on this motherboard, yes, 128 gigs are going to go onto this motherboard of memory. That's over $1,000 worth of memory that's going to go on this motherboard. And I was going to go to an ASUS, a gigabyte, but looking at the reviews, looking at the processing power, looking at other stuff, I changed my mind. I went with this system because it was the most popular thing out there. People are having good feedback out of this one. Easy to set up, easy to manage, everything was simple. So we go ahead and got this machine just for the easy setup that we're going to do, but we're going to make it manageable where we could upgrade it, change it, certain things, and also maybe kill the lighting, the LED light. I don't need all that stuff in a fancy motherboard. We want to make it simple. Black, that's about it. So let's open it up and see what we get. So before you open it up, this is for an i9 and an i7 compatible, but it's more for i9, so that's the only reason we got it, you know. And of course, when you get it, you get the warranty, you get all the stuff, and what you start out, you get a nice little box here. You know, they give you a little setup for the cables management. Also, the screws probably in here. Maybe the thermal paste is in there. We're gonna open the motherboard part and make sure you're static free before it comes into a static bag. And you don't want to ruin your motherboard off the bat too. So make sure you clear yourself on static. Either you can always get one of these static-free bracelets when I'm wearing to work on it. I'm gonna add this, of course. I'm gonna set this up. But for now, I'm just gonna open it up and show you what's available. What do you get when you buy this motherboard? And of course, they give you the motherboard itself. I'm gonna put it here on the side. Put it right here. You get this box with it. They give you off your little door hanger, I guess. They give you stickers. You want to add your stickers, more stickers. They give you step-by-step time to here set up a coupon for 20% off on things. Drivers, might not need this one at all. They give you a whole setup of a booklet. Of course, they give you the booklet, and overall they give you the antennas. They give you these plates. This is pretty neat. This is the actual bridge that we're going to require for actually GPU. I actually was going to buy one, but when you see this, it comes with it. It's a plus. It's a win-win for 2 GPUs on it, ready, set up. They give you cables for all the motherboard. They give you the back of the motherboard that goes into the actual frame of the case. And oh, there's so much stuff in here. Of course, the GPU bridge, zip ties for your cable management, extra screws here. Little tiny screws that go into the actual probably video cards itself. More. Here's an adapter for those that don't understand about the motherboard, and it's just an extension that shows you exactly where to connect these. You know, it gives you by name here, ground, power, reset, and all that stuff. It's on here. So if you're not familiar, you don't have the eyes to see at the motherboard down the bottom, you can actually use this one. This is a plus. Now this part, I don't know exactly what it is, but it looks like it's for the back. Oh, it's the back of the case in case you're gonna set up a actual different connection for your video card. Actual more cables, and more cables. So we're gonna put all this stuff back. Well, let's open this up. What do you get in here? What's in here? What's in the little box? I mean, something good must be in the little box. I think I know what's in this box. It is probably the actual wireless antenna that comes with the system. Oh, just ripped the box. Great. And the verdict is, I was right. It's the actual antenna that goes into the motherboard. This is to get reception on a better area. If you say you have internet in your location, you could just extend the antenna out, put a sticker on it, tape it up, and it's ready to go. I like this. Plus. Kind of knew it was in there. Now let's take a look at the motherboard itself. I'm gonna bring the motherboard in. We're gonna bring in the camera so you guys can check it out and see what you guys think about the whole setup and whole neat thing. I mean, I freaking love this stuff. I see glass in here already. I'm like, wow, this is super soaked. I see a lot of space here and removables parts. And we're actually going to see where we could connect our M.2, because I'm looking for the M.2, but I see that it goes up vertical area instead of horizontal, so it might be an issue right here if it hits on top of the whole motherboard itself, if it hits the actual case. So we're gonna have to find out exactly how this sets up. I'm gonna place this right in the bottom, and so you guys can come in and check it out closer and see all the setups that we have. I like this part. I love this part. This is glass or plexiglass. It's actually glass. It's not even plastic, so it has a nice little reflection. So we're gonna bring the camera closer so you guys can check it out, the motherboard, right? And we might have to open this part. So I'm gonna get the screwdriver and open this part so we can see what's in here, if actually we put the M.2 in here. So here we are. We just noticed something. There is no GPU on the video card, on the actual motherboard. So we're not gonna run the GPU out of this. We're gonna have to actually add our own GPU. But that was a clear mistake that I made. I didn't see it, but normally they all come with GPUs built in sometimes. Not this one. This one actually has a couple unique connections. You know, it has your actual connections here for the wireless devices, your 3.0 connections right here, your USBs, all the blue ones, Ethernet cable here, the Type-C connection right here on the bottom, and two regular USBs here, 2.0 of course, they're here, and then SSD right here. And they have all these, another optical here. Actually, this is not even an optical. This is a reset mode. I just noticed that. It's a reset button. It's like a mode. To reset maybe the BIOS or something. I haven't read about it, but I'm still looking into it. And here's the optical connection that you actually put the audio. So it comes with all the audio inputs in here. Now, one crazy thing that I did, I removed this casing because here's where the actual M.2 goes. So I took out the casing that was in here. Let me see how, I'm gonna demonstrate how it was. It was actually like that. And I took the 3 screws out of it just so I could actually get the connection going. Let me see if I can get some lighting better. I took it out so because the M.2 goes in here, lines up right here. And there's a couple screws in here. Of course, on the bottom of this casing, there's a thermal sticker right here for your hard drive won't overheat, which is great. This is pretty neat. I like this. This is made of glass. It glows, of course, and of course it has all these the thermal read here, right here for the motherboard. The batteries, of course, here. It has 4 slots here of memory, and wait, you gotta get this. There's another 4 over here. That's why this is gonna be 120 gigs. GPU goes in here. CPU goes in here, of course. All the fan connections, power, CPU fans, extra additional connections for additional power, different for Thermaltake fans and other stuff. There's a lot of them here. GPU, CPU fan connections. A great thing about it. Let's flip the sucker over. Look how many connections we have for hard drives in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 connections here. 8 just right here on the side of the board. That is crazy. I don't want to move it too much. I don't want to, because I'm not static free. I got to keep it in the bag. I'm just gonna move it side to side so you guys can see it. You guys can check it out. This is from one angle. Pretty neat motherboard, man. I really like it so far. I can't wait to turn it on, of course. I want to get the sucker up and running. Don't want to remove this, of course, because there's a actual CPU from the motherboard that's running some of the circuitry. Don't remove this. It has all your connections, all your valid connections. 3.0 connection in here. There's all these valid connections that they have. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. This is a socket for M.2 right here. Another one here, but not the same as this one. Remember that. It's a different socket. I'm just gonna move it closely so you guys can check out some of the stuff. It's really neat, really set it to go. 2 GPUs right here. You could set them up side by side. They give you the bridge, of course, so you can set them up. PCI connections all set up, standard on all the motherboards. And that pretty much does the motherboard. We're gonna talk a little bit more about the what kind of unit we're going to set up. So we're actually going to set up this Corsair water cooling device here. You guys see it. It comes with its own radiator, and we're going to add fans to it, of course, to keep cooling it out. And then the CPU is going to be cooled by this system here with the water cooling. It's perfectly ready to go. I mean, I'm just reviewing everything before I set it up.